Hi guys, welcome back to WCHED online training TOT-1. We are going to share about the learning to facilitate a CHED lesson. Let's start. You will be able to teach from the lesson plan in CHED format. You will be familiar with the CHED materials that are available for your use. You will see the value of picture books and stories for home visiting by the CHED volunteers. You will learn facilitation skills as you practice facilitating a CHED lesson. Role play. Two trainers are talking. What are you going to teach the CHED volunteers? I don't know. Will you find out what the CHEDs already know and then teach something? Don't we need to teach from something? We don't need anything. We will just see what happens when we get there. So what is happening? What do you see? Is it happening in our place? Okay, lesson overview. What is a lesson plan? What is a lesson plan? A plan for teaching is a specific lesson or topic, and usually 1 hour in length. So what is included in a lesson plan? Yes, lesson content or knowledge, methods to be used, materials and supplies needed, time frames, and statement of objectives, title, and evaluation criteria. We need to read the book of Acts 17:21. All the Athenians and the foreigners who lived there spent their time doing nothing but talking about and listening to the latest ideas. And another verse, Colossians chapter 1 verse 10. So that you may live a life worthy of the Lord and pleasing Him in every way, bearing fruit in every good work, growing in the knowledge of God. Question is, why did the Greeks learn, and how is that different than our reason for learning as workers in a CHED program? Reasons for learning. Act 17:21. The Greeks wanted to learn as much as they could for enjoyment. But Colossians chapter 1 verse 10, Paul urged the believers to grow in the knowledge of God in order that they might bear fruits and put knowledge into practical application. Right. So 3 kinds of learning. First, must learn. Those things which every student must learn in order to be competent in his job. And second, useful to learn. This is material which is good to learn, but is not critical. Last one, nice to learn. Facts or skills which could help the learner or give background information, but is not necessary. So concentrate on what they must learn for the success or failure of the job. Do not teach the useful to learn or nice to learn. Handout diary. You can see the right side 2 pictures. What's that? Objectives, you can see, an overview for trainer, method, time, knowledge, and attitude, skill, evaluation, and materials. Right. And objectives, this is a list of objectives you want to accomplish by teaching this lesson. An overview for trainer. This gives overall the guidance to the trainer and may show how one topic fits with letter 1. And method. This column provides the methods that will be used and questions to be asked by the facilitator. And knowledge. The knowledge column provides all list of ideas that participants should discover on their own in the process of doing the exercises or answering the questions posed by the facilitator. The facilitator should not use this lecture notice, but should draw this information from the students with questions in the method column. If important ideas are missed by the participants, The facilitator may add them at the end as his or her own contribution to the discovery process. Right. And time. This column provides an estimate of how much time is needed for each part of the lesson. This is only one estimate, as the time allowed should be determined by the participants' needs and pace of learning if we are truly learner-centered. And attitude section outlines the desired attitude on the part of the participant towards the people he will teach. And skill. The skill outlines the desired skill the participants should learn. Evaluation. The evaluation section outlines how the trainer can evaluate whether the objectives have been met. Last one, materials. The materials section provides the facilitator with a list of materials needed for this class section. Be sure to review what is needed before the class section. Okay, and supplemental material. Many of the lesson plans, like the one we just reviewed, are designed for training CHE volunteers. And in addition to these lessons, we often provide picture books and or stories for use by the CHE volunteers when they teach in the homes. For example, pictures book. A value of a picture book for use by a CHE doing home visits makes concepts transformable and preserves the accuracy of the content, helps CHES volunteer to remember what they are to teach. And second, major sections of physical picture. What is the curse? What are the symptoms? And how can you treat it at home? And when to go to the hospital? How to prevent the problem? Like this, the picture. For example, malaria. When to go to the hospital? How to prevent malaria? So this picture helps the CHE volunteers on how to teach and remind and how to share the issues. Okay, another one, here's stories. I already give you in this handout paper in the Google Drive. You need to download all and kindly read this here's story. And then you can find this question, advantage. Advantages of stories often involves emotion as well as fact when you read this here's story. And appropriate for oral learners. Yes, oral learners. And transferable. No printing required. Okay, instructions. Each group is prepared to facilitate the lesson they were given with a large group. The large group will play the role of CHE volunteers being trained, and those pretending to be CHE volunteers will not try to think like villagers or try to give the facilitators a hard time. Each group will be given 20 minutes to present their lesson. Each group will be stopped at 20 minutes regardless of how far along they are in the lesson. And each participant should have opportunity to practice facilitating, make assignments accordingly. And last one, in order to save time, do not break into small groups when the lesson calls for it, and someone from the facilitating team will do the scribe, and someone from the facilitating team will do the role plays. Okay, and prepare to facilitate a lesson. So I show you the examples and lesson plan, pictures, and here's a story. So break into small groups as assigned above and take time to prepare the facilitate the lesson. And also you download the handout papers and read and practice. Okay? If you have any question, please comment the lesson in Facebook or YouTube. Thank you for watching this video. Bye for now.